everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create interactive image maps for your WordPress website. And we're going to be using the DrawAttention image map plugin for WordPress to do this. And an image map is basically just a piece of content or an image that lets you interact with it. In some cases, either show more content or take you to a brand new site. So let's get right into the video. As you can see here, I have my image map for this living room, and it's linking out to different sites that I'm affiliated with. And for my tutorial here, we're going to set up the bedroom image here on the same page. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is head back to my WordPress dashboard. And from here, I'm going to head over to my plugins page just to show you and introduce you to the DrawAttention plugin. So this is a plugin for creating interactive image maps. Right now I have the Pro edition installed, but it does come with a free version, although it only allows you to create a single interactive image. Here, if I go over to my DrawAttention tab, all right, so as you can see here, I already have my living room and my floor plan set up, but let's go ahead and create a brand new one. So click where it says add new. And from here, I'm going to first start off by typing in a title for my new image. Next, I'm going to select an image for the base of this image map. So here on the right-hand side where it says image, I can either upload a new one or select one from my media library. All right, now that I have my image selected, I'm going to go ahead and publish this. And don't worry, this is not going to go up anywhere on my site just yet. I have to manually embed it using the shortcode to do so. So now that I have my title and my image in place, I can start creating those hotspots or those highlighted areas that users can click on to go to my affiliated websites and my affiliate links. So if you scroll down where it says hotspot areas, we're going to go ahead and get started and create our first hotspot. As you can see here, it does come with a few different tools. For example, here is the drawing tool where you can zoom in and zoom out. You can also select the different shapes that you'd like to draw, starting with the polygon, or you can draw a rectangle or a circle. If you scroll down, we also have the title, so you can name these hotspots. And then here where it says action, you can choose whether this hotspot shows more information or it takes you to another URL, which in this case we're going to go ahead and switch to because we're going to link to our affiliates. So now that I've switched, you can see I have a new URL field, and it also gives me the option to open that URL in a new window, which we do want to keep selected. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to fast forward through the hotspot creation after I set up this first one, but just stay here with me and I'll walk you through creating this very first shape. All right, so what I want to do first is I'm going to go ahead and outline this little lamp because I do have a link for that one. So I'm going to select this polygon tool because it is a bit of an odd shape. It's not a perfect rectangle or a circle. So now that I have the polygon selected, I can zoom in and out as I'm drawing and also scroll around the picture. But let's go ahead and start outlining it. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the basic shape. I can always come back and fix it. And if you happen to make a mistake, for example, I accidentally click here, go ahead and just continue and you'll come back and fix it later. Right now, we just want to get the basic shape down. So to close off this shape and finish the drawing, you can always click on the first shape that you created, or you can click on finish. All right, so now that I have this shape, I'm going to go back and edit it because it's not quite the way I want it yet. So I'm going to click edit layers, and this is where I'm going to be able to edit that first shape I create. The solid red points are the ones that are already drawn on. But if you look closely, we have these little ghosted gray points, and those are going to let you add in additional points. So here at the very bottom of this shape, I do want it to be a little bit more rounded. So I'm going to go ahead and use these little gray shapes to round out the bottom edge of this. So drag those into place. And if you look closely too, you can see that every time I add a new shape or a new point, more gray points are added. So anytime you add an extra point, it's going to add in 2 more of those little gray points. All right, so now that I'm happy with the shape of my lamp, I'm going to go ahead and click save. Notice that you can also delete the shape if you're just not happy and you want to start from scratch again. You can go ahead and click the little trash can, but let me zoom out really quick. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this came out, so I'm happy with that shape. So now I'm going to go ahead and start naming it. So that is the light fixture, and I already have it set to go to URL, and now we have the URL to input, which I do have one here on the side. All right, so now that I have that URL in place, I can continue to add more areas. If you look closely, you can also remove this area if you decide you don't want it anymore. But that is how you set up a hotspot. So before I go into fast forward mode and do the rest of my hotspots, let's walk through some of these other settings here. So we have the general settings. This includes a few options. For example, we start off with the image background color, and this is going to affect the the color that you see behind an image. For example, if a portion of your image is transparent, this is going to show through with a little gray color or whatever you choose. Next, we have the title color. Since our images are going to mostly redirect to a new URL instead of showing more information, we want to make sure to pay attention to this title color because this is what's going to pop up in our little hotspots when we hover over before we click onto the image or go to the linked website. So we want to make sure we're paying attention to this title color. Next, we have the text color. So the text color is if you're using the show more info action. Whatever content you place there is going to show up in this color. And then lastly, we have the more info background color. If we were using the show more info action for our hotspots, this color would affect the backdrop of that little section, whether you're using the top, left, bottom, or right layouts. But since we're using the go to URL action, this is going to actually affect title backdrop for our little hotspots whenever you hover over them with the mouse. So make sure to set this correctly as well. The default more info, this is just the default text or the information that's shown next to the image. Only using the go to URL action does not require you to set these up. We also have the highlight styling section. So anytime you hover over the hotspots, it will light up and show you that there is a hotspot, that there is a link that you can select there. So you get to choose the color as well as the border color. You also have the option to always show those hotspots for the image. And you also have the option to define multiple styles in case you want, for example, one hotspot to be red when somebody hovers or one hotspot to be purple, for example. You can define multiple styles. Next, over here on the right-hand column, we have the option to publish. Of course, anytime we make any changes, make sure to click update here. We have the image in case we want to swap out the images, but just keep in mind if you do swap out your image, which you're free to do so at any point in setting up your image map, just make sure to swap it out for the same size image, because if you do make it bigger or if you do end up making the image smaller, the hotspots are going to move on your image and may not be in the same spot that you originally placed them. Next, we have the color scheme. So the plugin comes built in with a few different color schemes in case you just want to quickly swap things out here. In my current example, I'm using the dark color scheme because the website has a black and white kind of pattern to it. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the dark one. Next, we have the layout. Again, the plugin has the option to show more info when you select a hotspot, but you can't have more info and link to affiliate content. So since we can't do both, we're not going to be using the layout settings. This is only if we're going to be showing more info. Since we're linking out to other URLs, this is not going to be apparent. And lastly, we have the shortcode. So we can copy this little shortcode here and drop it into any paid post on our website. Or if you're using the block editor, you can also use the DrawAttention block. But anyway, I covered all the settings here. So let me go ahead and set up the rest of my image, and then we can go back and embed this on our website. Alright, so now that I've finished setting up my hotspots, another thing to point out is that we do have a little permalink here at the very top of the image editor. If you select that, you can see the image in a preview before you embed it on your website, so you can test it out and see if it's working as you expect it to. Alright, so I like how this came out and I'm happy with what I've put together. So now I'm going to go ahead and embed it on that project page. Heading back to the website and opening up my project page. All right, so just to keep in mind, I do want to replace this image that came with the website, and I want to replace it with my DrawAttention image. So let's go ahead and edit the page. And as you can see here, we are using the block editor. This is what we're using as the page builder, or how we edit our pages. So if you scroll down, you can see I have my living room image already embedded, and here where I have my bedroom image. So what we want to do is open up the navigator or the overview, just so I can see how this page is structured. And so it looks like this image is being held by this container here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add in the DrawAttention block directly to this container, and then when I'm done, I'm going to remove the image. So let's go ahead and select the plus button here on the top left corner, type in DrawAttention, and you can see here's the block, and now it added it directly to that container. So let's go back to our little navigator, and it went directly in the container I pointed out. But now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove this image. All right, so now we only have the DrawAttention image contained here, and it's perfectly in place next to my little bedroom section. And now that we have it in place, you can select an image. So right now it's set to floor plan, but we want to make sure it's selected to bedroom, because when we save the page, it may change. So let's go ahead and make sure we're selecting the bedroom image that we just created here in the block settings. And then when you're done, go ahead and click update. So now that we have that in place and saved, so let's go ahead and view the page really quick. So if we scroll down to the bedroom section, we should now see our image map. So if we click on any of the hotspots that we've created, or even if we hover over them, you can see that our title is here and that our mouse turns into a little clicky icon, for lack of a better word. But if I click on this light fixture, it's going to take me to a URL. And of course, you are going to be linking out to an affiliate link. In this case, I'm just linking out to the place where I found these products. But you are more than welcome to place an affiliate link there. And that's how you would create the affiliate content. So I hope this was helpful. Please let us know if you have any questions. Again, we're using DrawAttention, which does come in a free and premium edition. The free version, of course, will let you do everything you just saw here on this video, but it will limit you to a single interactive image. So if you want to give this a try and see if it's going to work for your website, go into your WordPress dashboard, go to plugins, and type in DrawAttention, and you're going to see it pop up here where you can install it and activate it. So please feel free to reach out to our support team. We're always happy to help, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.